Yellow. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm going to be talking to you guys on this video. I tried recording a video so many times, but my son just kept making noises and doing all the fun stuff. So in this video, I really wanted to show you guys how I declutter my home. Several years back, I started just straight up getting rid of stuff. It has been such a freeing process and has really just made me feel so good, and I really wanted to share that with you guys because I know that there are a lot of people that struggle with decluttering their home or buying, compulsively buying unnecessary things and cluttering their home with just stuff. This table right here is in our front room, and I kind of use this as like our craft table. And what you saw in the beginning was a utility box of wood burning materials and a couple of sewing things. I bought a couple of wood burners like a while ago and used them a couple times, I love being creative. So as a craft, and haven't used it since. So that's definitely something that I am donating. And then there also is a couple of other things in here that I ended up getting rid of that I never used. So one thing that I will say that I used to spend money on and kind of clutter my house with is home decor. I just loved going to, Home Goods and Target and Burlington Coat Factory and just searching for things, cute home decor to put up in my house and have everywhere, frames on the wall and things of that nature. And I really started to, a couple years ago, as I said, just really get rid of things because it no longer served me a purpose. And I really realized that these things, A, weren't making me happy, and B, I was spending unnecessary money. Getting rid of things can really help you overcome anxieties about decision making and procrastination if that's something that you struggle with. It also helps reduce stress, and it makes things so much easier to clean. One thing that I learned about recently is it's called the hierarchy of happiness, and I'm going to put a picture in here. And at the bottom, the bottom of the triangle is property. Of course, all of us need things to survive. We need property, we need things of that nature, but it's not something that brings us happiness. In the peak of the triangle, you will see the things that do make us happy is self-love and purpose in life and what makes you happy. This goes to tell you that you can have all the things in the world. I mean, think about, all these reality stars and rich people. You can have all the things in the world, and a lot of these stars are still not happy because stuff doesn't make you happy. So right here, I'm going through my kitchen drawer, and as you can see, I just purchased this shredder, this cheese shredder, and you can see I have two other cheese shredders. Completely unnecessary. So that's another big thing that I would do. I would buy kitchen utensils that only had one purpose, and then you end up having multiple ones of those, 5 spatulas and 5 wine openers and 5 of this and 5 of that, and it's not necessary. So the first rule that I would say that you need to ask yourself when you're doing this decluttering process is to understand why you're hanging on to something that no longer serves you. So just like I said, I used to buy a lot of house decor. When I started getting rid of things, I would look at a mirror and I would say, okay, why do I have this? Does this make me happy? Does buying this make me happy? When I spend the money to buy this, is it going to make me happy? And the answer normally is no. And the second thing is, the reason why I would hold on to things would be maybe I'll need it later, So items like extra towels and extra blankets and extra this and extra that for, okay, well, maybe if a guest comes over, I'm going to need all this extra stuff. And really, you don't need all that extra stuff. First of all, I really don't even have guests over, if I'm really being honest, really, when you have family over and things, yes, you might have a couple extra blankets, but having all this extra stuff for what if is just really unnecessary. And I have really come to that, that conclusion for myself. And I feel like a part of that was kind of instilled on me When I was younger, my family kind of, I don't want to say put that on me, but that's just something that you, I guess, grow up with, your mom or your parents or whatever. Hey, well, you need, extra this and extra that and extra towels and extra washcloths and all this other extra, extra, extra. And the third thing for me was items that reminded me of the past. So I have such a good example for this. I had this huge tin of notes that I kept from middle school and high school, which sounds so ridiculous, but I kept on to this tin for years. And literally the entire tin was just filled with notes. It was notes from that I would pass back and forth to my friends, and notes that we would, slip each other during class or whatever. And I held on to this well into, adulthood. And I look back on it now and I'm just like, what a silly thing to hold on to, especially if it's something that's going to bring up negative. I mean, not saying that, but that was just an example. But if you have things that you're holding on to that is really going to bring up negative things from your past, get rid of it. And if you struggle with decluttering, I would really recommend to focus on one area at a time. This is definitely something that I did in the beginning. I would, 1 week I would say I would start on the living room and I would go through, furniture, for example. Okay, what pieces of furniture do I actually use on a daily basis? Do I need this side table? When I sit down on the couch, am I going to use this? Is this something that's in my daily routine or in my weekly routine? Is this something that is going to be, repeatedly used? No. If it's not, then get rid of it. And be gentle with yourself as well. It's okay to look at an item and really think about it and put it back and go back, a couple days later or a week later and revisit it and see if it's something that you really want to get rid of. So this is our spare bedroom, and this is where I keep a lot of the boxes that I will use to donate things. And what I will do is when I buy a pack of diapers, I will save the box and I will literally just leave the boxes in this room. And I will do that and I will accumulate things throughout in the box, like throughout the month. And I will revisit them if I have to. In one of my cleaning videos, actually I think my last one, I was kind of going through just very quickly through my son's toys, and I put a truck in a donation box, and then I ended up actually taking the truck out because it is, he wanted to still play with it. So if he wants to still play with it, I'm gonna let him play with it. But yeah, so that's what I would definitely just suggest. Just keep boxes around and start, like I said, going one room at a time and getting rid of things. And now I'm in my basement downstairs. And honestly, you guys, I used to be a drinker and I no longer drink. It has been well over a year that I have been completely sober. And that is something that I am very proud of and will continue to do for probably the rest of my life. Drinking is something that definitely affected my life in a negative way. And I cannot even tell you how much happier and healthier mentally and physically that I feel that alcohol is no longer in my life. So I'm just going through and getting rid of a lot of these glasses that we no longer use. As you can see on this Guinness mirror on the very top, that is my Princess House glass collection. So I'm definitely going to be keeping those. That definitely is something that makes me feel good and brings me purpose in life and is something that makes me happy. So yeah. And that's another thing too. I wouldn't say that I'm like really a minimalist, I think a lot of people misconstrue that term, it's not something like you have to only have 8 items in your entire life. And, some people, for some people, that's okay. That's how they want to live, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, how I look at it is, yes, I like to live a more minimal lifestyle, but I also like things, but things that give me purpose and things that are meaningful to me. Anyways, you guys, so here is the final product. I took everything that you see in the boxes and the bags to Goodwill and I donated everything. And I hope this helps somebody. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.